Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Waggies Travels. And for those of you that haven't noticed, we might be sitting in our camper van.
Might we?
Yeah, I know. We're as astounded as you are, to be quite honest.
We got it back.
We've got it back. Fingers crossed. We keep it back. We just seem to have a little issue with the diesel heater at the moment, but there you go. That is the last of our worries, because I know a man who can. Anyway, what we're doing? Well, this is going to be a review of our year, and how busy has it been. So first of all, excuse the noise outside. We are parked just off of our driveway, and all the kids are obviously finding it very amusing that we're sitting in here talking to a camera. So, but we went over earlier, didn't we? And we just sort of looked at how many places we've visited and things we've done, and we've managed 50
places, yeah.
50 places. So
I tell you what, pause us now, go put the kettle on, make yourself a hot drink, and then come back, because there's a lot to get through.
Yeah.
Oh, you can always pick up some biscuits.
Yeah.
I would. And
Yeah.
You know us.
Yes, yeah, definitely food.
Yeah.
So what we do is we're not going to we're just going to briefly recap each place we've been, and then we'll stick up a little snippet somewhere up on the screen so you can see. So in January we were still in lockdown, weren't we?
Yeah, so we decided to have a look at the places near to where we've moved. So places that we'd never heard of or never been to before.
Yeah. So we kicked off with, well, originally I called it Goliath Falls, and it's not. It's Goliath Falls, and it's just outside of Liskeard, in Cornwall, and that was brilliant. That was absolutely lovely, wasn't it?
It's woods and rivers, fast-flowing rivers, really, isn't it? Cascading over rocks.
Yeah.
It's not like Niagara Falls, but it's extremely pretty. There's an easy way of doing it. I think there's a much flatter walk, isn't
than what
there?
we did.
And then there's the north face of the Eiger, which is what we did.
That's what we did, yeah.
We weren't quite sure if we got lost, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we did. We did get lost.
Oh, we just keep saying, got to keep the river on the right-hand side, because it had been on our left-hand side when we got there. And, you know, search and rescue wasn't sent out, and we found our way back to the car park.
So that was beginning of January. Then we went to the Carradon Mast, which is, for anyone coming into Cornwall, you come into Cornwall, if you're following the A38, you'll eventually, as you get just through Liskeard, you'll begin to see the Carradon Mast.
On the skyline.
On the skyline. And we decided it'd be a good idea to drive up there.
On a really wet and windy day.
When it started to snow as well.
So, one of us, here you might want to, this could be a small quiz this, one of us got out of the car in the wet and windy day, and one of us decided to stay in the car. So you can choose which one if you haven't watched it, and then to find out the right answer, watch the video.
Yeah.
There we go. It's interesting.
It is. It's pretty big.
Yeah. It is quite a skyline feature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we popped on. We popped on to Core Sands and King Sands, which was very interesting. That is very local to us. Core Sands and King Sands, right next door to each other.
Very pretty little places. There must have been little fishing villages years ago.
Yeah.
They've got a little beach that you can access the water if you want to swim. They're shingly beaches rather than sandy beaches.
Yeah.
Cool Sand's particular favourite for letting Winnie off because it's a cove. So she plays on the beach, and you know she can't disappear off for miles. And then so if you are subscribers of ours, you'll know that right next to the beach is a lovely restaurant that we frequent called the Bay.
Yeah.
During the summer, you can sit outside on a terrace overlooking the sea.
If you're coming during the summer and you're going to the Bay, book.
Yeah, it's very
because you
popular.
will not get a seat. You will not get a seat.
But it's very beautiful. King Sands is within walking distance. The two are sort of adjacent to each other, so you can walk from one to the other. We decided to do it in January in the pouring rain, and I think we stopped for a Scooby snack in the spa shop, didn't we?
We did, and we did revisit it. Obviously, quite a lot of this is during lockdown, so
everything was shut. So
everything was shut.
You get to see everything much easier because there aren't loads of people.
Yeah. So then we had you went out and did some pictures around Saltash, didn't you?
Yeah, my son lives in Saltash. I was meeting him a few times a week just to have some company.
Yeah.
And we would walk the dog. And so he knew the local area. If you are a subscriber, you'll have seen the Tamar Bridge, which spans from Plymouth into Saltash. Saltash coastline is very pretty.
She's gorgeous.
It's a bit of another one of those hidden gems that Saltash, you normally drive through it on your way into more deeper, darker Cornwall. But it is worth a little stop if you've got time.
Yeah. And on that note, following that in February, we went on to Wakaki again, literally just around the corner from where we are. It looks like a little lay-by, and then until you realise you can actually park up further and there's a little bit of a beach. And
if the tide's out, it's a fair walk, isn't it?
It is gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Around the river's edge.
Yeah.
If you like your birds, bring some binoculars because you'll catch quite a lot of different birds there.
We might have reviewed some of them.
Yeah, where's a river? There's a river estuary.
Yeah.
We get quite a lot of migrating birds in this part of the world. So yeah, whatever.
So that kind of takes us up to the beginning of February. All right, that leads on to say Wakaki. We then did Tamar Bridge. Walked around the Tamar Bridge. Found out a fair bit around the local houses and.
Yeah, if you know him, is in Bar Brunel.
Isambard Kingdom Brunel,
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
He built the railway bridge across, which is right next to the Tamar Bridge.
Yeah.
So we did both of those, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you'll also have seen several bits of footage from Rich in previous films of trains, either trains we've been on or trains we're watching going over that bridge.
Yeah.
So.
And there is. Obviously we do more of that. So then we went to Sibley Back Lake. Now this is where I decided to fly my drone for the first time, but like all men, did I read the instructions? No. What did I do?
Well, you normally use a frisbee if you want to be catching something in midair, but Rich decided that he would try and catch his drone in midair with the blades going round.
Yeah.
Which didn't end well.
No.
We had to search for local conveniences for tissue paper and make makeshift bandage in the car park.
Just remember what I do for a living, and there was blood going everywhere.
So yeah.
So Sibley Back Lake, yeah, it's gorgeous. We walked all around that, didn't we?
We did walk all the way around. That is very flat and even walk.
Yeah.
Like all these things, the nicer the weather, the nicer the experience. But it is somewhere to go when it isn't quite so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is Sibley Back the one that's got the car park and the play area?
Yeah, it's also got a campsite.
Right. So there's a play area for kids. There's a cafe. Coffee shop, there are toilets there, so it can be a day out, can't it? Because it has all the facilities that you need.
And we found out when we went back a while ago there is a campsite. So so I'm reading off of this.
There's a dog walking area as well.
There is. Then we went from there, just around the corner from that is Colliford Lake, which has actually got a dam.
Oh, that's a really Again,
someone wore the right shoes for that one.
It was locked down. It's somewhere to go. We got this little ferry mat now to exercise.
Yeah.
I'm really interested in engineering, so the dam is a very interesting place to go.
Yeah. The control room looked like something out of James Bond.
Yeah.
It was like really. Ooh.
I think we might have made some comment like that, didn't we?
We did. Then we had a look few. This brings us on to sort of like the start of March list. It's on the start of March, and we did a walk around our local area, St Germans. We did quite a bit of that. Then went to Lostwithiel.
Now, Lostwithiel, I've driven through loads and loads and loads of times to go to other places in Cornwall. Most people, if you go down towards St Austell or Truro, will have gone past through Lostwithiel.
Yeah.
Never really gave it a second thought. It's just one street, you drive through it. It's got a beautiful river.
Yeah.
Loads of antique shops.
Loads of shops.
Yeah, loads of like artisan bakeries and.
Oh yeah, that's where you got that pie.
Yeah, and
that was a pasty, wasn't it? It was a vegetarian. It's a vegetable pasty.
So it's quite a long walk. It's an absolute beautiful walk.
It is.
Really worth it. If you have been travelling on your way down to Cornwall and you want a pit stop for something to eat, let the kids run riot, exercise your animals, then Lostwithiel's the place.
Yeah.
Really, really nice to stop there.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Then we did
Royal William Yard.
yeah, we did Royal William Yard and Stonehouse, didn't we, in Plymouth. That all used to be Royal Navy. It's now been sold off, and it's now also apartments and restaurants, and I believe they're building a cinema there now, aren't they?
Yeah, there's supposed to be a hotel going in there. It's right next to a place called Devil's Point. It's right next to the sea. If you watch it, you'll see we mentioned Drake's Island quite a few times if we're in certain places, and it's a different view across Plymouth Sound to Drake's Island. Royal William Yard, all sorts of different types of food and drink. It's quite a monumental place, isn't it? It's all old stone. It all backs on 3 sides onto water, so, I would say.
Yeah.
So there is parking there.
Quite a lot of parking, which we found out.
Yeah. And they hold events throughout the year as well, don't they? There, so food fairs and that.
So we went from there. And then we had sort of like a few days where we did certain things on the bed. So we went to Boss Castle, which is where
King Arthur.
Yeah, that's the one. No, it's Tintagel.
Oh, it is Tintagel.
Boss Castle is where they had the massive flood.
Oh yeah, beg your pardon. Yeah, Tintagel's just down the road, isn't it?
Yeah, that's where they had the massive.
Oh, have we put Tintagel?
Yeah, no, we do go to, and then we went to Port Isaac. So, what makes Port Isaac famous?
I didn't know this because I'd never watched it, but it's the Martin Clunes thing, isn't it?
Doc Martin. Yeah. So that's filmed there. Again, worth having a look.
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Again, there's quite a steep embankment and steps to get on if you want to get onto the headland, but it's well worth it, isn't it?
Oh, definitely.
The views are amazing.
Then we came back into Devon and we went to Mount Edgecombe, Mount Edgecombe House. We've actually visited that a few times. And then from Mount Edgecombe you can join the Kreml ferry, which takes you over the water into Kreml. So as I say, that's definitely worth doing.
Again, from Mount Edgecombe, we walked for maybe 4 hours. It's a huge country estate, and if you climb up high, once again, you'll be rewarded with views. And we could see Drake's Island from the Cornish side. From
the Cornish side, the back Cornish side. So yeah, again, that's worth it. Where then? Lerrin.
Oh, yeah, this is a secret. Don't tell everybody about Lerrin.
No, Lerrin is lovely.
Lerrin is absolutely beautiful. Now, there's very, very limited parking there. If you want to go there early. It's not a whole day. It's a stop, agreed. So Lerrin is there's a little shop. You can sell cakes and coffee and ice creams. Yeah, Rich is happy. I think it does pasties if you want something a little bit more substantial. You can cross the river on stepping stones, so you can walk both sides of the river. One side of the river takes you into the woods where there's a surprise.
Yes, we went to. We watched the video.
And the other side of the river, you can walk all the way along the river. It meanders for a long time, doesn't it? All through the woods, and it's it's just a stunning place. But don't tell everybody.
Don't tell everyone. Then we did a video. It was basically hijacked by this one. We got sent the Jackery 1000 to review, and what an amazing bit of kit it is. But having watched all the other reviews out there, you decided that you needed a girly review, didn't you?
Well, it was a bit like, you know, do you remember when we only, for those of you old enough to remember when we only had a few channels, BBC Two on a Sunday morning always had some kind of boffin on there talking about some open, I think it was the Open University, wasn't it? It used to be on Channel 2, BBC Two. And that's how they approached this jackery. It was all facts and figures and in very slow nasal voice. So I decided we needed to jazz it up a bit.
And you did.
So basically we called it Is It For Girls, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I proved it was very much for girls. And we can use all sorts of things while we're out in a field with no electricity. We can still do our hair. And
that was actually one of our first videos to go to 30,000 views within sort of like 2 weeks, which I thought was amazing.
And it has been copied.
Yes, it has. Quite a few of our videos have been copied by other YouTubers. Not that we've not got any problems with that. If that's what they want to do, great. We don't have any problems with anyone copying any of our videos, but there you go. So then the upshot of the jackery is that we actually used a slow cooker. So we then did another video.
Oh, this was us. Me and my friend Wendy did Fanny and Johnny. He makes a vegetable stew, which we had great fun doing, didn't we, in my kitchen. And we just used the jackery on the slow cooker. You see me making dumplings to finish the meal off, and you actually see us eating it, don't you?
Dumplings were lovely.
So, the long and the short of it is, you can use the jackery to put something on if you're going for a long walk. When you come back, don't feel like doing much. Dinner will be waiting for you.
Yeah. So
practical.
that was. Then we went. Then we visited Lou during lockdown. What a difference that was to what it normally is.
Very spooky to go to a place that normally is so packed and there'd be nobody there.
Yeah.
It was a bit like The Prisoner, wasn't it? Very strange.
Again, watch the video. This sort of brings us on to April time, late April. And we actually went in and collected... we actually went and collected what was the bus and is now the camper.
And this one.
Yeah, she comes along in a minute.
Right.
So yes, we collected camper, and then shortly after that we where did we go? So we collected the camper, and then we did our first campsite. We went to Seaview campsite at Merlion Cove. Now that was like. You know, when you drive in, expect one thing, and then when you get around a corner, you go...
It was like a building site when we got there. And if you watch it, obviously, I don't hide my feelings particularly well. So I was at least impressed when we first got there. We went on a Friday after work, and Rich said, "Oh, it won't take us long," and there was quite a bit of traffic, wasn't there?
And this was playing up, wasn't it?
Yeah, and so I wasn't in the best of moods when we got there, and then we went through what can only be described as a complete mess. But we turned the corner into a field with the most fantastic view, and within 20 minutes we were facing the view with the table, wine, the air awning was up.
Yep.
And we were ready. We were ready to camp. So
it was.
And my mood had improved.
We had a good 3 days, didn't we? Good 3 days.
It was brilliant. Very well placed for going to other places.
And while we were there, we visited, went to Flambards, which had a lot of lockdown restrictions, and some things weren't open, but we addressed that further on during the year. We also visited the Lizard, and the weather was just amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, we the Lizard and Kynance Cove at the same time.
Yeah.
Was that all in the same trip?
I'm
sure we did.
Yeah,
that.
we did.
Then we took my brother, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So we did Kynance Cove twice, and my brother came down late May.
Yeah.
But in April we went there for the first time because we went in that big cave.
Yeah. Which the second time absolutely stank, didn't it?
Had loads of bats in it, didn't it?
Yeah.
So Kynance Cove, well, the Lizard. I mean, I come from this part of the world and I'd never been there. I think this is where I made my statement of being late to the party. About people who love Cornwall. Took me a little while to fall in love, but that trip definitely sealed it.
Yeah. So there was Kynance Cove.
Then it takes us onto one of our most watched pieces of
one
film.
of our most watched pieces of films. It was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, so we
picked up Winnie.
Yeah, so we'd actually we did a welcoming Winnie video, didn't we?
Yeah.
That didn't. I was really surprised at that because I really thought that would do a lot more than it did. But
we'd only had her a couple of days.
Only had her a couple of days. But anyway, we thought we'd go out for the day, and we went to Jamaica Inn.
Well, you'd been there previously, but I'd never been there before. And anyway, we waited. This was when you had to sit outside, and it was a particularly cold and blustery day, but that was absolutely fine. We were dressed appropriately. We ordered fish and chips at £16.50 each. We waited 45 minutes before I sort of asked where was our food, to be told that other people had only ordered pasties, which is why they were being served before us. So I waited another 10 minutes. It's now getting on for an hour, sitting outside in the blustery cold, and to be told, oh, we've got a meat kitchen and a fish kitchen, and your meal is being prepared in the fish kitchen. So I've got a little bit annoyed by now. So I go back and I sit for another 5-10 minutes till I go in, and as luck would have it, behind the bar when I started questioning yet another member of staff was the owner of the Jamaica Inn, who asked me where we was at, came out to our table, and he jollied things along, didn't he?
Yeah.
But in the process, our food did come out. Our order had been missed, which would have been fine. If the first person had gone to check, then that would have been absolutely fine. But to be told a load of nonsense really annoyed me. But eventually, when our food did turn up, it wasn't cooked, was it? Our fish was still translucent.
It is. You've got to watch the whole video to get the effect of it.
My face is like stone. I think if anybody had to guess what mood is Lisa in today, yes.
Watch the video. Anyway, we then did a review of this, and we are really, really pleased with this, aren't we? This is just...
It's so comfortable. It's comfort, the storage space, absolutely. It has everything that we need here.
Yeah.
The bed is comfortable.
We've got a toilet, which I didn't think we'd get in here.
Yeah.
We've got a fridge.
Yeah,
that works for days on the leisure battery. Admittedly, we have got lithium leisure batteries, but that's...
Well, we'll talk about this. When we went somewhere else, when we turned up, we had the smallest camper there, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
we'll leave that till we get to that bit. Anyway, so we did a review of the camper. That went down well. We went camping again there, didn't we? We went to Dunree, which is just outside of Delabole, which is on the north coast of Cornwall.
Most underrated part of Cornwall, if you don't mind me saying so.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a nickname. Delabole has a nickname, and I won't.
Well, I didn't have any preconceived ideas about it. It was close to lots of different places that we wanted to go and see. The campsite was absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
The people that own it were absolutely wonderful. Winnie was only 9 weeks old. I had to carry her everywhere, and she had a little playpen, didn't she?
Yeah.
So it was good, and from there we went to look
Delabole Slate Quarry, didn't we? Which is like, oh yeah, it's just going to be...
Somebody told us to go to this place, so off we go. Well, that's the place where we found a big stone circle, didn't we? A bit smaller than Stonehenge.
Yeah.
But it had an altar for...
Can you find the Virgin in
If you
Delabole?
can find one. For sacrificing. And then we actually got to where we were going to be looking at, which is...
The quarry.
The Delabole Hole.
Yeah.
And I tell you... until you stood there, you won't appreciate how big a hole it is. It's massive. Yeah.
A massive hole in Delabole.
But the most very impressive.
It was.
As far as holes go, that is monumental.
Hugely impressive.
Yeah. And although it sounds, we are laughing, it's worth a visit, isn't it?
Definitely. We did. We did a review of the campsite as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
And also, while we was at the campsite, we've been sent a 2-burner stove, and was it the big Ridge Monkey we got sent, or was it the box that the Ridge Monkey came in? I think it was a big ridge monkey, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, we got sent a big ridge monkey. And
Is that when I cooked the salmon? I cooked a salmon and I cooked us a meal in it, didn't I?
no, that was the first ridge monkey. We did that 2020.
Oh, right, okay.
So anyway, we got sent this 2-burner cooker, which basically is like the single ones you buy with the little gas canisters that go in actually inside it. We got sent a 2-burner one of those, which you loved because you could like do multi things.
Oh yeah, we ate like kings, didn't we?
Yeah. So we reviewed that. Then we had a quick look round Tintagel and Boss Castle. Tintagel was obviously
King Arthur,
not
King Kong, King Arthur, and it now has the glass bridge going to it.
The air bridge they call it. Again, book, otherwise you won't get across it. And Boss Castle, we sort of did a
fantastic ice creams in Boss Castle.
Oh, yeah, that was.
I'm not a big ice cream fan, but they do nice.
You eat ice cream and you're rough, aren't you? But for you to go, let's go there and get ice cream.
I pay for it, don't I? I buy ice cream, but never mind.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that brought us up to our next place, which was Port Quinn and Polzeth.
Oh, Polzeth, yeah.
Yeah.
Port Quinn, what a lovely little place.
Yeah.
Very, very quaint. There's nothing, honestly, there's nothing to do. You can't spend any money there, you can't eat there. But as a little inlet in Cornwall, it is as beautiful as anywhere you'll go on the continent.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. You have to go.
Yeah. Polzeth is just ridiculously expensive. Polzeth is turning into the new sort of rock and Padstein, really, isn't it? It's very
well, it is commercialised Cornish town.
Yeah.
So as are the next two places we went to, which was Polperro and Polruin.
Yeah.
Now I really loved Polperro, didn't I?
Yeah.
It was reasonably quiet there, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Polruin's got a huge hill. But like all things, once you get to the top of the hill, the view is amazing because you get the view across the river to Foy.
Is it Foy or Foy?
It's Foy. It's definitely Foy.
Yeah.
And the view is well worth it, as is a trip to Foy. Yeah. And there's where's the ferry that you can get? You can get a ferry.
Bodenick ferry.
Yeah,
it's a Bodenick ferry. So you can basically go from Foy to Bodenick. So it cuts out. If you come from Loo and you want to get to St Austell.
Bodenick.
It's Bodenick. Anyway,
there's also a
ferry.
passenger ferry if you're not in a car that runs from Foy to Polruin.
Yeah.
It'll take you into Foy Harbour, and the King of Prussia's the first pub, but there are several along that stretch.
I don't know. All right, so then that sort of brings us Maytime, I think, wasn't it? Then we sort of did a couple of revisits. We went to Bovis Sand and Core Sands again, but it was open and it was manic. Yeah, there was a lot of people. Anyway, so to say, watch the video and you'll see what I mean. Then we did something we'd not done really. We had sort of had a meet up with some other YouTubers, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
And we met up with
Tess's Travels.
And
we went to Bude.
Yeah, we met up with Mandy and Lee. Tess is the dog. Tess has her own channel. Mandy and Lee play second fiddle to Tess.
So Tess came with us, and so did Winnie.
Yeah.
It was an awful weather, wasn't it? So, I know, we had to spend the whole time in a pub in Bude, drinking.
And eating.
Oh yeah, there was some eating as well, wasn't there? And Mandy and Lee, we just tried to keep up with them basically, didn't we?
Yeah, they're brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So we just have a fantastic time with them. Very nice afternoon.
It was afternoon stroke evening stroke. Yeah. And then when we left the pub, Mandy pulled out a bottle of
sparkling wine.
Sparkling wine.
And 2 plastic flutes. So we were sat in the back, weren't we?
Sat in the back.
The girls.
Yeah. Drinking.
It was good.
There you go. Then we went to Hermann Fest.
Oh right. Well, I'd never
You've never
known
been
it.
to Hermann Fest.
No,
Hermann
in the New
Fest is
Forest.
this is arranged by Ads and Zoe from Herman Hits the Road, and it's sort of become an annual thing. Lockdown allowing, and it's bloody good. You know, there's quite a few YouTubers go, there's quite a few subscribers
It's
go.
off grid though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's completely off grid. It's at Round Hill Campsite, which we also did a review of. In previous years, they used to have toilets and showers and all that there, but they've all gone. So you
Just us and the horses, basically.
you need to be able to live off grid. You need to have your own toilet. You need to be able to wash. You have your own.
There is water there. You can get all. There's a supply of water and the rubbish place and stuff, isn't there? And everybody brought cake, didn't they?
Oh,
we had
should have been called
fest.
Cake Fest, to be quite honest.
Yeah, it was good. It was absolutely lovely. Again, the weather wasn't particularly kind for all the organisation that goes into it. It was a bit of a shame. But
Ads and Zoe did really well.
Yeah, there was enough break on the Saturday for us all to have we all sat in a big circle, didn't we?
Yeah.
Playing games, and it's well worth the trip.
Someone might have fell off a seat.
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was the place where everyone was, well, not everyone, quite a few people were taking the mick, shall we say, out of our tiny little camper van, because anyone that knows, we used to have a Bursner, an i821 Elegance tag axle Bursner with all the bells and whistles, and it was 30 odd foot long. We didn't use it, so we sold it and had this converted, and we use this more. Anyway, someone, I can't remember who it was, decided to take the mickey out of how tiny our little camper was, but we'd sort of set up the
air awning
on the side,
and my little kitchen station.
and then
I was icing a cake, wasn't I?
Yeah. And they came around the corner, and there was the sofa and the television and all the home comforts, and we were the only people there to have mains electrically plugged in to the bus. So people were saying, what was it plugged into a tree?
No, it was quite funny.
Yeah.
So we do all right.
Yes, we do. We do really, really well. So, which we then did a review of Round Hill Campsite, and again, watch the video for that one. So this is all completely out of lockdown now. We then went to Port Wrinkle, which is just around the corner from us, really, isn't it?
It's a little beach. It's literally 5 minutes in the car away.
Yeah.
It's one side is no dogs, the other side you can take dogs all year round.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful beach that we're lucky enough to live near.
Then we did to
Stormwall Castle,
which is in actual fact Lostwithiel, isn't it?
Yeah, I loved this little castle. It's a round castle.
Yeah.
And the history of it, you can walk all the way around it. You just wouldn't know it was there. So I loved it. You'll have to watch it, Phil.
Mm-hmm. Where do we go from there? Oh no, we did a backpack chair review, which
well, you know us. If it can be back to front, upside down, or inside out, we'll do that first.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch a pair of idiots trying to put
the simplest of chairs together.
A chair that is spring loaded, isn't it? All the legs and arms.
Yeah.
So all you got to do really is put the seat on, but you've got to put the seat on when the seat's up the right way. So
yeah,
but they're very comfortable.
They are, to the point of they actually sent us another one.
Oh, we've got two.
We've got two, yeah. Then we did Falmouth by boat from Truro. That was hysterical. That was with your brother, wasn't it?
Well, I tell you what, it was in about £15, was it?
Yeah.
It's an hour and a half to get there, an hour and a half to get back. The £15 is for return.
Yeah.
And a chap will give you all the history as you're leaving. You can sometime. We left from
Not Lemon Key.
Malpass.
Malpass, yeah.
Because the tide was out in Truro, but we came back into Truro. Absolutely, we were lucky. It was a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was stunning hot.
And then once you get to Falmouth, you've got a few hours to wander around the shops and
drink alcohol.
Beautiful place. That is on my list to do again.
Yeah. Then we did Plymouth by train. We had a look around Plymouth. We've done quite a bit of train stuff, haven't we, this year as well? Sort of getting out by train, which has been bloody good.
Yeah.
Then we took your brother to the Eden Project.
Yep. The Eden Project doesn't really need us to tell you anything about the Eden Project. If you want to see us going around the Eden Project, then the film is out there.
Then we did Let's Rock in Exeter. This
was your birthday present. 2 years late because of COVID. Thank you, COVID. It kept being postponed and postponed. And this is all the sort of greats of the 80s singing for our delight.
It was bloody brilliant, wasn't it?
It was.
Absolutely brilliant.
There was every different shape and size of adamant that you've ever seen of varying ages. None of which were convincing until the real adamant came on. And he looks surprisingly light, I thought.
Yes. So it's a very long video, but definitely worth watching. We did another review on a heated lunchbox. That was absolutely hysterical.
We don't think we did so well on that one.
No, we didn't. Then we went to Penzance by train.
No, Penzance was another place. We walked from Penzance to Marizine, is it called?
No, we walked from Penzance to Newlyn.
Newlyn, is it?
Yeah.
It's one of those proper Victorian walks, huge sort of piazza, wasn't it? And there was a Lido there, and all things I never knew was in Penzance, and loads of little shops. So if you want to go somewhere where it's not all the normal big names, they are there, but there was, what was that called? The Orange... What's it called? The Orange...
Oh, the calf.
No, that little windy road that had all the little shops on it.
Oh, I can't remember.
It's a very quaint place. I was quite impressed, and I didn't realise that's what it was going to be like.
Yeah. Then we did something. What was this? We did a... Was that Bluetti?
Bluetti.
Is that the first Bluetti? So we did... We reviewed the Bluetti, the AC50S, which... in all honesty, has been powering most of our Christmas lights all Christmas, isn't it?
We don't have a plug in our hallway because our house was built, it's quite old. So, before people realised you'd need to have electricity for everything. So there's no plug socket. So our Christmas tree's been in the hallway and it's been lit up by our Bluetti all Christmas, hasn't it?
Yeah. Then we did a review at a camping table. Again, there's not a lot to be said about that other than if you want to see a couple of idiots trying to put a table together, fill your boots.
In Saltash Park, which does have a magnificent view.
Yeah. Oh.
What?
There's lights behind.
Tresilic.
Oh, you went to Tresilic House and Gardens, which, when we was on the boat, we pointed out.
Yes.
Yeah, we saw it from the boat, didn't we?
It's got an amazing restaurant. That was Tresilic, wasn't it? Where I bought some plants and then we went into that restaurant.
Yes, we went into that restaurant twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like us, to know what food we like or to eat when we get somewhere.
Yeah. What did we do then? We reviewed the solar panels.
We did that at Sibley Back Lake.
We did,
didn't we?
yeah. We also had a bit tearful there, wasn't it? Because things hit a bit rock bottom for you, didn't they?
Well, yeah. 18 months of lockdown took its toll.
It did.
As did my job.
But we'll tell you about that in the end.
Okay.
Then we got sent. We've been sent some real. We've still got a load of stuff to review. But we've got sent some binoculars, and I was like, how do we review binoculars?
When you're the one seeing, so you gave them to me, didn't you?
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. So,
and how many people have viewed that?
Oh, I've bloody loads.
I know. Really weird.
Absolutely
but
weird.
We went to Port Wrinkle Beach, and I just tried them out, and I told people what I saw. You said what you could see.
Yeah.
And I enhanced it by what I could see through the binoculars, and it seemed to work. People got it, didn't they?
Yeah.
If we run out of tea and biscuits, we're nearly there.
Yeah. You can push pause if you like. Then Bluetti sent us the EB150, their 1,000 watt
power pack thing.
Yeah, which is on a par. Oh no, actually I'd say it's better than the Jackery. It's heavier, but its surge rating is far better, and it will actually power.
It lasts a long time.
Yeah, it lasts for bloody ever.
Yeah. When we do Hermann Fest, it will be coming with us.
Yeah.
because that's how we powered lots of stuff, wasn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Again, that was brilliant. And then what's just gone live is our the first of our London trips to Winter Wonderland. So we went to London, and I didn't want to go into Hamleys.
We did all 6 floors.
Yeah, we did absolutely everything that she wanted to do. And
Hamleys, Fortnum and Mason, Harrods, with masks on all of the time. We did one-to-one Winter Wonderland. We did London Eye. We did a Thames River trip.
Yeah.
Not too bad seeing we went Friday, Saturday, come back Sunday.
Yeah.
So it was a sort of flash trip, wasn't it?
Yeah. And if we'd have had this, we'd have gone in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, we went on the train.
We did.
We went on the train.
That was a palaver.
Well,
it wasn't, but there you go.
Yeah.
So, what news? What have we got coming up for 2022? Well, the most important thing is...
Oh, well, if you do follow us, you'll know that I left my job as a commercial insurance broker.
Wow. She's not actually going along the same track as I am.
Oh, is it not that?
No.
I thought it was going to be my new job.
What important thing is happening in February?
Oh, okie dokie. Yeah, but I'm thinking more January before we get to
Okay,
February.
we'll go January 1st. We'll go January 1st. Go on in.
That's not just her. That's not just me. That's us, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, go on in. Go.
Okay. So I changed professions, basically, haven't I?
Yeah.
So I applied for the ambulance service, and I had several processes to get in the ambulance service. But I had my final interview a couple of weeks ago, and I've been accepted. So I'm waiting now to be allocated a station, and then do my basic training, which is 8 weeks of thrills and spills, and then I'll be moaning about shift work.
Well, you're doing pretty well with shift work, because you've actually...
I've started working as a community care assistant, doing 12-hour shifts.
Which I've got to say, she's taken to... In fact, she's never done shift work before.
Yeah, it is hard work. You do see some very heart-rendering stuff. It can be quite challenging, a bit daunting, but just absolutely brilliant. Just totally different to anything I've done before. I didn't know what tolerance level I had to deal with people hands-on, because I am very hands-on. And yeah, I've taken it to like a duck to water, haven't I?
Yeah.
So February then, us this time. What's it? 8 weeks now till we get married.
Yeah.
So dresses bought. Bridesmaids dresses are got. Invitations have gone out. We've done everything we need to do with the registry office, bar pay them, which I've already sorted out with an email. It's all sorted, isn't it?
It is.
The only thing is, it is in Wales, so we are at the mercy of whatever the First Minister of Wales wants to do with regards to COVID. So just before Christmas, it was a little bit
scary,
bit nerve-wracking as to whether we were going to have to postpone it for the third time, but we'll see. I mean, we should have passed our first wedding anniversary by now.
Yeah, 23rd it should have been, shouldn't it?
23rd of December should have marked our first wedding anniversary, but hey ho.
And then hopefully, planning on from that will be our honeymoon, which will be to Rome.
A road trip to Rome.
A road trip to Rome in our camper van, which I can't wait. So
just the three of us.
If
we can sort out a passport for Winnie. I don't know how difficult Brexit's made that.
Andrew Ditton's done absolutely amazing. Thank you, Andrew. Has done an absolutely amazing.
Right, explaining how to do it.
YouTube
I think you've got to be 6
on,
months in advance. So
yeah,
I think we need to do something now.
Yeah. So, and then obviously now we've got this back, and you know, lockdown's pending. We will be out and about in this as much as we bloody well can. There is another Hermann Fest in 2022. I'll stick a link to that. You need to register. You need to let ads know that you're going. There's quite a few people going already. Suggest that you book, even though there's 500 odd spaces. So yeah,
but it's good if you book. Then he knows how many people are going, and if you're the organizer, that's always the most helpful thing. Well, we've been rattling on for so long, it's got dark outside now.
Anyway, that is our review. It's probably an hour long. There'll be snippets of everywhere, as I said, or you would have seen the snippets from everywhere that we've been. We just want to...
You're going to show them while we're talking, aren't you?
Yeah, I am indeed.
Right, so it doesn't add any extra time.
It doesn't. So what I need to do, or what we need to do, is just say thank you ever so much. We've grown by something like 12,000 subscribers this year.
We've had views like we passed our 1 millionth view. About 2.5 months ago. And our viewing figures are just going silly, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you very much.
Yes, it would not be the same without you. Anyway,
wouldn't it? That's very nice of you to say so.
Thank you, darling. If you've liked the video, you've liked our review, then
thumbs up, please.
If you don't already, please
subscribe.
And
Winnie, it's your bit. Your bit. Say ring the bell. Ring the bell for notifications.
Yes, and if you set it up for all notifications, YouTube will let you know when we post, which is, we normally try to post once a week if we can, work pending. So,
well, it wasn't until we started looking through what we've done. I don't think we've done very much this year.
Yeah, we've actually posted 70 odd videos this year.
Yeah.
So because we did a lot of lockdown vlogs as well, which we've not included in this review.
We take you with us whenever we go out, don't we?
Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing.
Oh, Happy New Year, isn't it?
And Happy New Year.
And I haven't got a thingy. Wow, I haven't got
alcohol.
A glass of
anything. My God, she's unwell. Right, thanks very much.
Right.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye for now.